Today we're playing your Roblox games. Starting off with Run to the Right Color by Thunderjoy61. Looks like we spawn. Oh, so there was a little base plate above us, but now we're in this little area down here. So it looks like it chooses a color that we have to go on, and then ultimately you have to run to the right colored square, which lines up with a title, and it's pretty cool. So ultimately, a few different things I'm noticing at the moment is that the thickness of the outline on this text is different than the thickness on the outline of this UI right here, which makes for an interesting difference. Another thing I'd recommend is try putting an outline around the icons themselves if possible. You can do that pretty easily, just go into a photo editing website or software. There's a free one called Photopea, which I'd recommend. And just put a little UI stroke around the icon. Now I do want to point out I have already played this game a little bit before in the past, and it was pretty cool. As you noticed, I've gotten a few deaths and a few wins already. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game overall. I think that there could be a few things that could be done a little bit better, such as maybe make rounds to it. So instead of just everyone staying down here the whole time, maybe there's like a round where everyone has to survive for the longest amount of time possible, and then whoever survives the last wins. That could be pretty cool, and then the rest of there could spectate, and you can also add like a spectate camera or whatever, so that way everyone up there can spectate. Another suggestion would be to do something with the wins. Like right now you just kind of hold on to them, but if you could use them to buy, I don't know, maybe weapons, maybe gear, like a gravity coil or a speed coil, something like that. Unless you want to save those for game passes, of course, those would make really good game passes. But yeah, so do something with the wins. Maybe put leaderboards up here at the top. Maybe make a spectate area, I mean to say. And that's about all I have for the game. Oh yeah, another thing is turn off cast shadow on this little base plate up at the top. That'll make sure that all the colors pop a little bit more, and that way there isn't this big shadow all over these parts. But other than that, you got a pretty good game. It's got a very simple game loop, and it's still pretty satisfying. Overall, I'd have to give this game probably a 4 out of 10. A 4 out of 10 right now, but it's definitely got potential to be upwards of a 7, which is still pretty good. The next game that I have is Skibidi Toilet Tycoon by MigsGuyCove_4. Looks like we got a few vacant tycoons right here, so let's go ahead and claim them and get to work. Looks like we have the Skibidi Toilet Droppers, which are great as they go with the idea for our tycoon, and they're dropping cash, which is pretty epic. Not too sure what this guy's doing over here. He looks a little creepy, I'll admit that, but I guess he's just there for the sake of it. Let's go ahead and see what this special dropper is. So it looks like we have a Skibidi Toilet with a machine gun on the back, which is pretty cool. Is that a machine gun or is that a jetpack? I think it's a jetpack actually. Still pretty cool. Looks like that one drops a lot more cash than the rest of them, so I'll take that. We've got a camera on the upgrader, so yeah, it definitely fits with the theme of the Skibidi Toilet Tycoon. I'm gonna play through this a little bit more and then show you guys what we come up with. So I'll be honest, I think the ceiling is a little bit low. Other than that, you got yourself a pretty good first floor here. I'm gonna go upstairs now, and let's continue the tycoon. Yeah, so when I said that the roof was a little bit too short, I think it was a little bit underestimated here, because unfortunately I can't go down the stairs anymore. Now one thing I have noticed that all the droppers seem to be the exact same, so one thing I'd recommend is probably just try adding like hats to all of them or so, or maybe even just changing the colors of the toilet if that's possible. That way it would just make everything seem a little bit unique. You can also use like particles and everything just to make some droppers appear more special than others, and just some cool stuff like that I think could be really beneficial. The description says that the current pets in the game are the basic toilet, the camera ship, the scientist, the G toilet, and the golden clock. I kind of want to get the golden clock just to see what that one is, but we'll see if we can get it. The shop owner did say it only has a 3% chance, so I guess we'll see. Let's go ahead and see what this egg will get us. Hopefully something new. Oh, we got the golden clock. That I did not expect that, in all honesty. So this one gives 25 cash, which is pretty good. Times 25 cash, I mean. So now we've got some pretty good pets here, I'd say. I'm not sure why this clock looks unassembled, but I guess we'll take it. I mean, it gives 25 times cash, so I won't complain. Let's go ahead. Oh wow, we just got $3 million. Let's go ahead, finish the tycoon up here, and rebirth, because we might as well. Looks like that's all the walls that we can get. Go ahead and rebirth. And yeah, I wonder if that rebirth does anything for us. It looks like we keep our pets, so we're still going to get a lot of cash. Like from just $5, we get $200 in cash, which is pretty cool. We can just go ahead and buy everything again. Now we're making much more money. So it does look like the rebirth multiplier works over here, which is pretty cool, because now we're making much more money. And it looks like the tycoon just goes on from there. So ultimately, I'd have to say this is a very cool tycoon. You got the whole theme down with the skibbity toilet stuff. The only real suggestion that I have would be to fix this golden clock right here, because it looks like Can Collide is still on with it, so it's a little weird moving around and everything. Another suggestion is to do something unique with some of the droppers here, because right now they're all kind of the same and it's just, I don't know, a little generic, you could say. Other than that, I think you did a pretty good job. I like the UI colors and everything. I like the little shadows on the inside you have of them, but I don't think I like too much the colors over here, the gray. It just simply doesn't stand out to me. I feel like it could be much better if you probably move them over here below the other GUI or even above it and change the colors to be much more bright than just gray. But other than that, I'd have to give it to you guys yourself a very well-rounded tycoon. I think I'd have to give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Now that's just from the gameplay. The builds do lack a little bit. Ultimately, that can be fixed with just a little bit of color, maybe some terrain work, maybe some more trees on the map. The next game that we have is called Super Speed Legends by Deathstroke Red X6. Now, loading into the game right now, it says Race Legends on the front, but the game is called Super Speed Legends. So I don't know what went on here, but I think you may have gotten the logo mixed up. Another thing I've noticed that the texture on the UI is very dark. I'd recommend turning the transparency up a little bit to like 0.9, even 0.95 maybe. And that would just look a little better. Now, I have played this game a little bit in the past, and I have to say the gameplay is really well rounded. Like the egg animations are great. You can buy some super cool stuff, and it's actually got some really cool unique pets. Like, they aren't just the cubes with the tails and everything, they're actually their own sort of 3D character, really, which is super unique and super cool. I also like the spin wheels and everything, but the only problem that I have with this game is that the UI is very dark. That checkered texture, it's either gotta go or it's gotta be made much more transparent, because right now it kind of ruins the whole cartoony, bright simulator aesthetic by making everything just much more darker than it needs to be, which is a little unfortunate. It can damage your game quite a bit. So yeah, that's my only advice. Just fix up the texture on the UI. You do have yourself a very good game. I think it's actually really fun to play. So yeah, fix the logo on the front and then fix the UI checkers. Overall, I think I'd have to give this game, I'd honestly give it probably an 8.5 out of 10 in all honesty. The gameplay is really fun, and I think it really is a well-made game. The only thing wrong with it, I think, is the textures. Anyways, guys, I think this is going to be where I end off today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video just as much as I did, please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below. Don't forget to join the Discord server down in the description below. You can join the Your Games channel and post your own game if you'd like me to play it in one of these videos and give you some suggestions for improvement. I hope you have a great day. Bye.